Disclaimer, this podcast discusses mental health. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you're struggling with your mental health, please remember it's okay to ask for help and seek the appropriate help through a qualified healthcare professional.
Welcome back to the podcast where we ask the question, what makes you happy? My name is Jake Pearson, and our guests today are a married couple on a wellness journey, living their best healthy life, who share their tips and trips to inspire others who want to change their lives too. Jean-Luc and Nick from North York, Ontario, Canada. How are you doing?
Good, doing great. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you both here. This is the first What Makes You Happy podcast where we've had two guests at the same time. So this is going to make for a very fun and exciting episode. Would you both start sharing with us what makes both of you happy?
What makes us happy is helping others. Jean-Luc and I have struggled with our weight for years, and about 5 years ago we changed our lives to become healthier, and we now try to share that knowledge with others and make sure that they're able to find that happiness within themselves. Because a lot of times as humans, we want other people to make us happy, and that's not where happiness, in my opinion, for me, you need to make yourself happy. So from the two of us actually having that conversation and saying, you know what, let's do this together and live the longest possible life we can together. That really stemmed us to seeing that if we can do it, other people can do it. And if we can instill that happiness in other people, it just really brings on a huge, huge change in everybody's lives. So we really think that making people find the happiness within is the thing that makes us happy, but helping them find it within themselves.
It's almost like when you started that journey, that it was fate that you were going to end up on this show to share the things that make you happy, to help other people find happiness, just the way we are doing here. At the start of your journey then, when you were trying to improve your physical health, was it a thing where you started working on your happiness first, or was it your physical health first? What came first for you on this journey to becoming healthier?
I think for us first was physical health. We actually started working first to try to, it was always the first step was changing the foods we ate, changing the activity we did to try to make it better or try to make it improve it a little bit. But eventually it became all down to mindset. Positivity is what really changed for us this final time. As serial dieters, we like to call ourselves. We did this many, many times for many years on different diets, different ways of losing weight, and none of it ever stuck until we started treating ourselves better.
Yeah, once we actually started treating ourselves in a manner that allowed us to be happy throughout the journey instead of making the journey miserable, like so often we tend to do when we're on a wellness journey. We think things are going to be terrible and awful and boring, but yet if you actually flip the switch and say, this is going to be fun, this is going to be an adventure, this is going to be something new, this is going to be exciting, it really adds to your entire perception of what the journey can actually be.
I completely agree, because it's all about, celebrating all the little things that happen along the way, not just tunnel visioning on the big goal. And if you haven't achieved that goal, then, you failed, and what you can actually learn along the way and the lessons you can absorb and learn about yourself. There's so much more to a weight loss or health and wellness journey than just that end goal and achieving that end goal. So I'm glad that you both feel the same way that I do there.
Yeah, definitely. We think celebrating the small successes along the way are what make you happy throughout the journey.
Perfection isn't important and nor needed. It's trying your best each and every single day and not giving up on yourself.
And yeah, and it's funny because things never get easier. Life is not an easy thing to go through. Life has its struggles, its up and downs, but we get better at doing things.
With everything.
We go to school, we learn, we educate ourselves. But yet we never take enough time to educate ourselves on our own wellness sometimes. Sometimes that's forgotten. And no one teaches you how to eat or how to be active. You actually have to go out and have the desire to actually.
I completely agree. If someone came up to you on the street, Nick, Jean-Luc, and they said, I'm not happy, I'm struggling with my happiness, and this person happened to be an audience member, what would your advice be to them? Where should they start if they wanted to improve their happiness?
I think finding your purpose, finding what makes you happy first, because a lot of us think that something we don't have right now will make us happy, but we all have something. Knitting, going for walks, being with family and friends, like find what makes you happy and then have that be part of your journey. Have that help you along on your health and wellness, because in the end, in the long run, that's what's going to make you want to keep going. What makes you happy is what makes you want to live every single day. And if you want to live every single day, you're going to want to do something to make yourself happy.
And never wait for the end goal to find that happiness. Find those happiness in those small moments now as you're going through the journey. Because if you wait to that end goal, you might never achieve it. You might never achieve the happiness that you think you want. But if you actually live every single day with just one glimpse of happiness, that happiness grows and it's catchy. Happiness is absolutely catchy. And you can actually spread your happiness to others, not only keeping it for yourself.
I really love that. I really do. And it's really just about being grateful every single day for all those little things, instead of worrying about the things that you haven't achieved yet, or I have to achieve X goal in order to be happy. We could go on and on forever, but Jean-Luc, Nick, thank you so much for your time to share what makes both of you happy. This is the first here on the podcast, and I hope for many more like this. We really appreciate your time today.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. We hope it gives you something to think about on your quest to discover what makes you happy. Make sure to check out whatmakesyouhappypodcast.com to connect with today's guest and follow us on all our social media platforms, and to stay up to date at what's happening next at What Makes You Happy. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend, and we'll see you next time.